Welcome to Math with Mr. J. In this video, we are going to be covering simplifying fractions. And simplifying fractions is something you have to do at the end of most fraction problems. When simplifying fractions, it is very important to know that you are not changing the value of any of the fractions. You are just breaking it down to its simplest form. It is an equivalent fraction in value. So at the top of your screen, you have the steps to simplifying fractions. Think of and list of factors for both your numerator and denominator. Find the greatest common factor, and then you divide by that greatest common factor to find the simplest form of the fraction you're simplifying. Now, before we start here with the four fractions on your screen that we're going to simplify, I would like to say simplifying fractions, you'll become more confident and much better at these with more practice and the more you do. You'll even be able to start doing more of these mentally and start breaking them down once you get the hang of it. But to start off, we're going to list the factors and really write everything out until we get really good at this. So, like I mentioned, you have four fractions on your screen that we're going to simplify. If at any point you feel confident enough to go ahead of me or try some on your own, feel free to do so, or work through all four with me. So let's jump right in to number one. So for number one here, we have 8/12, and we want to break that fraction down to its simplest form. So our first step, we need to think of and list all the factors for 8 and 12. And factors are the numbers that can multiply to get us 8 and multiply to get us 12. So all the facts that equal 8 and 12 are all the numbers. So let's do 8 first. We're going to list all the factors of 8. And whenever you're making a factor list, you want to start with the number 1 and the number itself. 1 times 8 is 8. So we start with 1, and its partner is going to be 8. So I'm going to put some space between that 1 and 8 in case there's any other factors in there that we can add. So let's think. Are there any other numbers or math facts that can get us 8 when we multiply them together? Well, 2 can go into 8 and 4. 2 times 4 is 8. So let's add those to our factor list. And that's actually all the numbers that can go into 8, right? Or multiply into 8. So let's do 12 now. Let's make our factor list. So let's start with the number 1 and 12 itself. 1 times 12 is 12. And then 12 is even, so we know that 2 can multiply to get 12, and its partner, 2 times 6. Both 2 and 6 are a factor of 12. And there's one more pair here. So we have 1 and 12 as a pair of factors, 2 and 6. Anything else that can equal 12? Hopefully we're thinking 3 and 4. Now, let's take a look at our list. Do we have any in common? Well, 1, 2, and 4. We want to find the greatest common factor, the GCF, the greatest common factor. And the greatest between the two is that 4. So we're going to divide the 8 and the 12 by that greatest common factor, by the 4. So we need to do 8 divided by 4 and 12 divided by 4, and it's going to give us the simplest form of 8/12. Well, 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 2/3 is the simplest form of 8/12. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, 2/3 is equivalent. It holds the same value as 8/12. We just broke that original fraction down to its simplest form. And a very common or typical question is, how do I know when I am done simplifying? And when you have a numerator and denominator, a top and bottom, that have the only common factor between the two is 1, that is when you're done, when you can't break it down anymore. And the only common factor between 2 and 3 is 1, so this is simplified. So let's go to number 2. We have a 3 and 21. And a common misconception or thought is that if we have odd numbers, then it's automatically simplified. And that's not true. We have a common factor between 3 and 21 where we can break this down. So let's list the factors for 3 and 21. Let's start with 3. So what are the numbers that will equal 3, multiply to equal 3? Well, we know 1, right? 1 times 3 is 3. Are there any other numbers? No. 3 is a prime number, so the only numbers that equal 3 multiplied together are 1 and 3. So let's do 21 now. 21 is composite, the opposite of prime, so there are more than just the number 1 and 21 itself. So let's start with 1 and 21, and I'll put a gap in there because I know there are other factors. Any other numbers that we can think of that can equal 21? Hopefully you're thinking 3 and 7. So we have a common factor of 1 here. Now, if that was the only common factor, that fraction would be simplified. But we have this 3 here, which would be the greatest common factor between the two. So let's divide both the 3 and the 21 by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. So 1/7. Now let's double check, are there any other numbers that we can break this fraction down by? No, the only common factor is 1, so this is done and simplified. Alright, number 3, we have 10/30ths. And I'm going to do this one a little bit different because once you get good at these, you can avoid making those lists of factors. You can kind of think of those factors in your head and just start breaking the fractions down. So I'm going to do number 3 two different ways here actually. I'm going to do it the way we did on the left here and write the list. So let's do the list for 10, the factors of 10. Well, I know 1 and 10, and I also know 2 times 5 gives me 10. So that's the complete list of factors for 10. So let's do 30. Well, I know 1 times 30 is 30, right? Let's think. I know 2 and 15. I know 3 and 10. I did not give myself enough space there, so I'm going to write a couple below. I know 5 times 6 is 30. And that is going to be the extent of my list there. So let's find what the greatest common factor was. Well, they have 1 in common, 2 in common, 5 in common, but the greatest would be this 10 here. So let's divide both by 10. And we're going to get 1/3. And the greatest common factor and only common factor between 1 and 3 here is 1, so we are simplified. You cannot break it down any further. So I'm going to show you another way here. So we have 10/30ths. Now, one thing right off the bat we should notice, 10 and 30 are both even numbers. So you can always break even numbers down by dividing by 2. So let's divide both by 2. And we get 5 over 15. Now, if we take a look at 5 and 15, is there a number, a common factor between 5 and 15? Hopefully you're thinking we can divide both of those by 5. Let's divide 5 by 5 and 15 by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And we got to 1/3. We got the same answer, two different paths, same answer. And there's other paths you can take to simplify that fraction and get to 1/3. It doesn't matter what path you take as long as you break it down to where you get to the only common factor is 1 between your top and bottom number, the numerator, which is the top, and denominator, which is the bottom. So let's try number 4 here. We have 15 and 40. So I'm going to give you a little hint here. Anything that ends in a 5 can be divided by 5. Anything that ends in a 0 can be divided by a 5 or a 10. So they have a common factor of 5 right off the bat without having to write out those lists. Again, if something ends in a 5, it is divisible or can be divided by a 5. If it ends in a 0, it's divisible by 5 or 10. So both these numbers can be divided by 5. So I'm going to start there. I might not be able to do it in one step. I might be able to, who knows, but let's start there. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. 40 divided by 5 is 8. So let's take a look at this 3 and 8. Are there any numbers that are a factor of both 3 and 8 besides 1? Well, I know 1 and 3 are the only factors of 3. But 3 is not a factor of 8. So the only common factor between 3 and 8 is actually 1. So this is done. You are simplified with that 3/8. So there you have it. There's how you can simplify fractions. Hopefully that helped. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.